Αυτό έχουμε αρκετό κόσμο, θα έλεγα. I know that times have changed. Many years ago when we were growing up, usually just father worked, and weekday services, mothers and children were always here. Now it's more difficult because in many households, two people are working in order to make one wage, αν μπορώ να το πω έτσι, για να βγάλουμε ένα μισθό για την οικογένεια. Τώρα δύο άτομα δουλεύουν. Μερικές φορές έχουμε την εντύπωση ότι τα πράγματα έχουν βελτιωθεί. Άλλες φορές νομίζουμε ότι μήπως έχουμε δυσκολευτεί. Διότι εφόσον δύο πρέπει να δουλέψουν, να πάρουμε το μισθό, να μεγαλώσουμε μια οικογένεια, σημαίνει ότι η εποχή έχει αλλάξει. Ούτως ή άλλως αυτό έχει να κάνει με αυτά που ήθελα να πω σήμερα. That issue of how we live our lives is important, and we hear it in a way even in today's scripture reading. I would like to ask, before I continue, for the members of the parish council. Are they here? To come forward, please. I have one. Let them come. Τα μέλη του Συμβουλίου να έρθουν μπροστά, παρακαλώ. And I want them to stand up here with the clergy. Solea. Good morning. You're on the Solea. You're on... Πού είναι η Χαρίκλια? Father Michael, έλα και εσύ λίγο έξω να σε δούμε. Father Tom, Father Anthony, ελάτε και εσείς. Okay. Come on down, come on down. And we can get the altar boys out if you want, doesn't make it. If they want to come, they can come. Γιατί το κάνω αυτό? Αν υπάρχουν άλλα μέλη του Συμβουλίου που κρύβονται από πίσω να έρθουν μπροστά τώρα. If we have other members of the parish council who are in hiding, may they present themselves. How many members of the parish council are there? I know. How many? 19. Hi.
I'm the oldest one. So
You're the youngest one. Καλά να είσαι. Χρόνια σου πολλά. Έλα πάνω μαζί τους.
Thank you.
Okay. How are you? Good morning to you. Γιατί το κάνω αυτό? Καθίστε, καλημέρα σας. Γιατί το κάνω αυτό? Γιατί έχει να κάνει με το Ευαγγέλιο σήμερα. Η περικοπή σήμερα μας λέει για τις δύο αδελφές, που ουσιαστικά είναι μία οικογένεια. Today in Scripture we're hearing about these two sisters that really represent a family. That's what they are. And Jesus has come, and like many things that we have to do when somebody special comes, somebody's busy in the kitchen getting the coffee and the food ready because the visitor has come. Εσείς το κάνετε συχνά. Now, if it's your sister and your brother, you don't really care. They come and they make themselves at home. You don't worry about necessarily making a big to-do. But if the bishop comes to your house, if the priest comes to your house, if, I don't know, your lawyer comes to your house, που έχουμε και τρέμους τότε, when the lawyer comes, when the bishop comes, when the priest comes, we're very concerned that we do all of these things to make them feel welcome. The work that is going on by Martha in today's gospel story is important work. It is some of the background work. But it's interesting that she wants to think to some degree it's more important, or that she's doing more. Και αυτό είναι ένα πρόβλημα που έχουμε εμείς ως άνθρωποι. Συχνά θέλουμε να πούμε ότι εγώ κάνω περισσότερα δουλειά από σένα. And we hear that in the church community very often. Αυτός δεν κάνει τίποτα. Έρχεται και αφήνει $1 το κερί και φεύγει. Δεν κάνει τίποτα. Εντύπωσης που έχουμε εμείς. Okay? We have the impression sometimes that we can easily measure people by some of the things that they do. And yet we saw in today's gospel story that in order to have this ultimately successful community, these two sisters, for them to be able to make things work, somebody had to be at the feet of Jesus. And I will interpret that for you today as saying somebody had to be able to be in church worshiping, and somebody had to be in the back getting the coffee ready. Both things were necessary because it's what happens in a community. In your community of the Assumption, we like to think that we make a committee, κάνουμε μια επιτροπή και όλα θα λυθούν. Once we make a committee, everything will be resolved because the committee has responsibility. Look, the parish council, if something's wrong, it's their fault. If it didn't get done, it's their fault. If we didn't pay the bill, it's their fault. And όχι μόνο από το parish council και λέμε μετά για τον παπά. Αυτός δεν το έκανε, αυτός δεν το έκανε, ποιος θα το κάνει? And we forget that, like the gospel story today, two things are necessary to make the community, to make this family work well. If we aren't in church, then there's no point of having a festival to welcome people and to have a family gathering. Γιατί? Why? Because the epicenter of our lives, the central focal point is this church worshiping service. And I'm sure that from your clergy you are aware of that church and worship is essential. But the clergy as well know that without those of you who also at times may not be in the church because, ξέρω εγώ τι κάνετε, today you have to run out and get the donuts for the coffee hour. Κάτι για τη μακαρία θα φέρουμε, κάτι για τα παιδιά θα κάνουμε. Ή σήμερα βεβαίως είναι κάποιος έξω, the office staff is working, are they not? They're not in here. But without their working, this would not be successful. We need all of the people. Γιατί το αναφέρω αυτό? Δεν μπορούμε να πούμε ποτέ ότι ένας έχει την ευθύνη. Η ευθύνη ανήκει σε όλους. We are not able to think that only one person has the responsibility for getting something done. That responsibility belongs to us all, just as we heard today in the scripture. Martha wanted Jesus to rebuke her sister. She's not doing enough. What is she doing? She was worshiping. She was in the church. Martha was getting the coffee ready. Both aspects are necessary. Και το λέω σήμερα διότι the reality is we have to be thankful as people for the work of the parish council. If I say the work of the parish council, what the parish council symbolizes to the bishop is the lay part of the community. That means chanters. It means you. It means you. It means the children and the adults. It means the choir. That's in the parish council. So they are here as volunteers, like all of you, coming as volunteers. The majority of our people are here as volunteers. And without the work that they do, under the leadership of the priests, nothing's going to happen. Because if it's just work for the parish council, for some group of people by themselves, τότε δεν υπάρχει λόγος. There's no reason to have anything done. But if what we're dealing with is a church community that talks at its heart about worship, like Mary, who was sitting at the feet of Jesus listening, and in order to worship needs to πρέπει να φροντίσει για τα μέλη της ενορίας, and in order to worship must also take care for the needs of the people, like Martha, then we have a full community. What would it be like, if we put it in a very simple way, what would it be like if Sunday morning you just came here, showed up for worship, and then immediately left? You didn't have a place to say hello to somebody. Να καθίσετε να πιείτε ένα καφέ μαζί. What would it be like to you? Or let me ask you the other option. What would it be like if you came to church on Sunday morning and you only went and drank coffee? Would you think that you were in church? No. Sometimes we have some people that do think that, I know. but you're not really in church. Αν έρχεστε και απλώς πηγαίνετε αμέσως για να πείτε καφέ, δεν έχετε μπει καθόλου στην εκκλησία, δεν έχετε εκκλησιαστεί καθόλου, απλώς έχετε έρθει να κάνετε καφενείο από την εκκλησία. Και αυτό δεν πρέπει να γίνει anyway. So the reality is, if we only came and had coffee, you wouldn't be happy. And if all you did was come and have worship, you would not be able to fulfill the mandate of worship, which is to open our arms and to love and to embrace other people. Both aspects are necessary. As you are preparing now with this festival, which has not always been a regular event here in the community, we congratulate you again for making it possible. Sophie, what did you think? Did you bake a pie?
No, not this time.
No pies this time for the festival? Oh my God.
Too much. I'm a cashier.
She's a cashier τώρα. Έχει δουλειά. Στο ταμείο θα είναι η κυρία Σόφη. But the point is, we need to recognize that all of us are needed for the community to be full and complete. We need to recognize that the work of the parish council is not able to be completed without all of our help. Are you able to do everything yourselves?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And that the work of the priests is to shepherd you in this worshiping environment in particular. Without the priest, there is no church community. And without you, there's no worshiping going on. Everybody is needed. So please, unlike the sisters who quarreled today in the scripture, the very famous Mary and Martha, don't compare. Don't think I did more and he did less and he didn't do enough and she does this and αυτός δεν έρχεται ποτέ και ο άλλος δεν... Τι σας ενδιαφέρουν αυτά? Why would you even be concerned about those things? Instead of saying, we are all needed, all of us, in order for the church to grow, to fulfill its mission, and to be successful in its outreach to the people that God has asked us to pastor and to care for. So as we heard in the scripture, instead of simply saying to Martha that Mary has chosen the good part, you have chosen the good part by being here and worshiping, το δεχόμαστε αυτό. We want to thank our council as well. So that's what we're here for today, is to thank you for the work that you do. You represent all. And to recognize that none of this is possible as a church community without the work of the clergy. It starts with the clergy. And together as a team, with council and with people, we can make anything happen for God's glory and for His church. So to the Marys and the Marthas, to the Michaels and the Maxwells, we'll do it that way, may God have mercy on us. May He grant us grace to recognize that we are all part of this family, each with a different job at times. To remember that we are all wanted and desired in church, and that we are all wanted and desired outside, helping, making those day-to-day issues possible, enjoyable, and making them an easy burden for everyone. May God have mercy on you, on your feast day. To all those who are celebrating, Χρόνια σας πολλά. We have one presbyter celebrating. How many here are celebrating their name days? Να δω, Χρόνια σας πολλά. Καλά να είστε. We have any Mario? Only Mario Frangoulas is the only one I know. Έχουμε εδώ. Γαμπρό, να ζήσει. God bless you, χρόνια σας πολλά και υγεία να έχουμε. Thank you.